Chapter 4. Office Supply Saint. I woke up sore in places I did not know could participate in soreness. My shoulders hurt. My calves hurt. My lower back felt like it had filed a complaint. Even my fingers ached, probably from handing out umbrellas like a deranged weather philanthropist. For a few seconds, I lay in bed and stared at the ceiling, wondering if becoming a better person always felt like getting beaten with wet fabric. Then I remembered the numbers. I sat up so fast my spine made a sound like bubble wrap. Status. The blue window appeared. Goodwill Farming System. User, Claude Simmons. Current Goodwill points, 18,740. Reward conversion upgrade active, 200% increase. I stared. Then I smiled. Then I laughed. Then I stopped laughing because my ribs hurt. 18,740 points. A banana cost 1. A phone charger cost 5. An umbrella cost 5. Pain reliever cost 4. I was not rich in the normal sense. My bank account still looked like it had survived a small animal attack. Rent was still coming. My credit card still had opinions. But in system terms, I was loaded. Not millionaire loaded. More like a medieval king discovers dollar store logistics loaded. I opened the shop and bought pain reliever, a bottled water, a packaged sandwich, and, after a moment of personal reflection, 6 chocolate bars. For emergency purposes, the pain reliever appeared on my blanket. The water appeared beside it. The sandwich landed on my knee. The chocolate bars arrived in a neat little stack, which felt judgmental. Total cost, 19 GP. Current Goodwill points, 18,721. I stared at the number. 19 points for breakfast, medicine, and 6 emotional support bricks. Yesterday, a woman smiling over a tissue had given me 600. The math was not just favorable. The math was obscene. I chewed the sandwich while opening the shop categories again. Food, drinks, clothing, household, medical, office, tools, miscellaneous. Tier 0 had seemed boring at first. I had been wrong. Tier 0 was not boring. Tier 0 was civilization. It was everything people forgot, needed, lost, spilled, broke, craved, borrowed, or wished someone had. I was not limited to umbrellas. I was standing in front of the entire mundane inconvenience economy, with infinite pockets and no shame developing at a speed that concerned even me. By the time I reached Graham & Wells Logistics, I had a backpack full of supplies and a plan. Not a good plan, but a plan. That was already personal growth. The lobby doors slid open. Sophia Garcia looked up from reception. "Morning, Claude." "Morning, Sophia." She smiled. "You look tired." I was doing community work. That was one way to describe it. The other way was atmospheric profiteering. "That's nice," she said. "What kind?" "What kind?" She blinked. I moved on before follow-up questions could develop. At my desk, I began unloading inventory. Phone chargers, USB cables, tissues, pain reliever, cough drops, bandages, granola bars, chocolate, sticky notes, pens, hand sanitizer, instant coffee packets, breath mints, safety pins, batteries, a sewing kit, a small umbrella, 2 larger umbrellas, one alarming number of paper clips. My drawers filled quickly. So did the empty box under my desk. So did the second empty box I acquired from the supply room. At 8:57, Marcus Bell arrived, stopped beside my cubicle, and stared. "What," he said, "is happening here?" I placed a label on one of the boxes. "Emergency supplies." "Preparedness," I said. Marcus looked at the box, then at the other box, then at the third pile forming beside my chair. "This is not preparedness. This is what happens before a documentary interviews your neighbors." "I'm being useful." "No, you're being Costco Batman." I paused. "That was not bad. Don't call me that." "I'm absolutely calling you that." At 9:13, Lisa Morgan from accounting appeared with a cautious look. "Claude." I turned so quickly my chair squeaked. "Yes." Marcus whispered, predatory. I kicked his chair. Lisa held up her phone. "Do you still have a spare charger? Kevin said you had one yesterday." "Kevin, my first distributor. Beautiful man." "Of course," I said. I handed her a charger. Her whole face brightened. "Thank you. I have a client call later, and I forgot mine." Chime. Positive feeling detected. Goodwill acquired. 900 points. 900. For a 5-point charger. My vision sharpened. The 200% upgrade was not an upgrade. It was a moral hazard. "No problem," I said, voice slightly too warm. Lisa glanced at the supplies. Wow, you're really prepared. Marcus coughed. Costco Batman. Lisa laughed. Chime. Goodwill acquired. 300 points. Comedy yield confirmed again. Marcus pointed at me. Did you just look happy because she laughed? I enjoy workplace positivity. You enjoy something, and that's what scares me. At 9:32, Andrew Miller, the intern, came by looking pale. Do either of you have antacid? I opened the medical box with the solemn dignity of a priest revealing a holy relic. Andrew stared. Why do you have so much medicine? Modern life is fragile. Marcus nodded. That's actually true. I handed Andrew antacid and bottled water. He took them like I had personally negotiated peace with his stomach. Thank you so much. Chime. Goodwill acquired. 1,200 points. 1,200. For antacid and water. My fingers curled against my desk. Do not cackle, I told myself. Cackling creates suspicion. Andrew left. Marcus leaned closer. Claude. Yes. Are you selling organs? No. Drugs? No. Joining an apocalypse cult? No. Starting one. Not before lunch. He stared at me. I smiled. He did not smile back. At 10:15, my system balance had passed 24,000. By 11 o'clock, the office had discovered me. Not officially. There was no email, no announcement, no sign-up sheet. But word moved through an office faster than smoke. Claude had chargers. Claude had tissues. Claude had pain reliever. Claude had snacks. Claude had somehow become reliable overnight, which confused everyone because they had met me before. People came by one at a time, then in pairs, then with the cautious energy of villagers approaching a suspiciously generous wizard. I gave Mary Collins from billing a sewing kit after her blouse button popped. Goodwill acquired. 1,500 points. I gave Jason Reed from Sales Breath mints before a meeting. Goodwill acquired. 600 points. I gave Patty Reynolds batteries for the conference room remote. Goodwill acquired. 900 points. I gave Daniel Brooks from Dispatch a granola bar because he had skipped breakfast. Goodwill acquired. 1,200 points. I gave Sophia a small pack of headache medicine when she rubbed her temples at reception. Goodwill acquired. 1,500 points. The numbers kept coming. And because there was no diminishing return, every grateful smile was fresh produce. Every thank you was harvest. Every tiny inconvenience was a seed waiting for me to water it with cheap goods and questionable motives. By lunch, Marcus was staring at me like I had grown antlers. You know, he said, most people get dumped and either go to the gym or get bangs. I'm helping. You're glowing. I am not. You are. You look like a man watching his enemies slip on ice. I opened a chocolate bar. For your information, I'm trying to become more present. Marcus looked at the chocolate. Can I have one? I handed him one. He took it. Thanks. Chime. Goodwill acquired. 300 points. I pointed at him without thinking. Huh. Marcus froze. I froze. What was that? He asked. What was what? You said huh like something happened. I enjoy giving. You enjoy being weird. It can be both. Before he could interrogate me further, Patty Reynolds appeared at the entrance to my cubicle. The office manager had a way of arriving that made people sit straighter. She looked at the boxes, then at the supplies, then at me. Claude. Yes, Patty. Why does your desk look like a storm shelter? Team support. It looks like you robbed a drugstore politely. Marcus snapped his fingers. That's better than Costco Batman. Patty ignored him. She folded her arms. People are talking. That I'm helpful? That you're suddenly helpful. There it was. Suddenly. The word underneath every stare. Suddenly helpful. Suddenly attentive. Suddenly prepared. Suddenly not absent. I leaned back. Is that bad? Patty's expression softened, but only a little. Not if it's real. I did not like that sentence. It had hooks. What counts as real? If you have to ask Claude, that's usually a bad sign. She picked up a pack of sticky notes from my desk, examined it, then put it back. I appreciate you helping people. I do. But don't turn the office into your personal stage. A stage? That was unfair. It was clearly more of a farm. I'm just trying to do better, I said. Patty studied me. For one terrible second, I thought she could see the system. Then she sighed. Then do better quietly. She walked away. Chime. Positive feeling detected. Goodwill acquired. 600 points. I blinked. Even skeptical appreciation counted. Patty was emotionally stingy, but not immune. Marcus slowly leaned into view. She's right, you know. I glared at him. He held up both hands. I'm just saying. You're doing the good thing in the most suspicious way possible. I can be less suspicious. You have 3 boxes of supplies under your desk. I can relabel them. That is not the issue. But I did relabel them. Emergency supplies became office wellness. That sounded worse. So I changed it to common use. Then I panicked and changed it to please take if needed. Marcus watched all of this while eating my chocolate. This is incredible, he said. I'm witnessing a man speedrun a personality disorder. At 1:30, I began my route. I called it a route because patrol sounded too heroic and harvest circuit sounded like evidence. I walked through the office carrying a small tote bag stocked with useful items. The first lap was awkward. I asked people if they needed anything. Most said no. A few looked alarmed. Then Mary from billing asked for tissues. Jason from sales asked for another mint. Andrew asked if I had a spare pen. Lisa asked if I had tea. I did not have tea. This offended me. I opened the shop behind my eyes and checked. Tea bags, 2 GP. I bought 10. They appeared in my tote. I almost laughed in Lisa's face. Instead, I handed her one. You had tea? She asked. I contain multitudes. She smiled. Thanks, Claude. Chime. Goodwill acquired. 900 points. Tea was viable. By 2:15, my route had become efficient. Too efficient. I could spot discomfort from 20 feet away. A hand rubbing a forehead. Possible headache. Repeated pocket checking. Missing item. Long stare into empty mug. Caffeine need. Quiet sigh at computer. Technical frustration or existential decay. 2 co-workers whispering near printer. Machine failure. The printer jammed again at 2:37. I heard the sound from across the room. My head snapped toward it. Marcus, sitting nearby, whispered, "Oh no." I was already moving. Sophia and Kevin stood by the printer. Kevin looked annoyed. Sophia looked betrayed. I arrived with the calm of a man entering battle. Step aside. Kevin frowned. Do you actually know how to fix it? No, I said. But neither does it. Sophia laughed. Chime. Goodwill acquired. 300 points. I opened the tray. Paper jam. Again. The machine had become one of my best employees. I cleared it, restarted the print job, and even wiped toner dust from the edge because presentation mattered. Sophia clasped her hands. Claude, you're amazing. Chime. Goodwill acquired. 1,800 points. Amazing. That word hit like a bonus round. Kevin gave a grudging nod. Useful at least. Chime. Goodwill acquired. 300 points. I accepted both. I was not picky. Then my phone buzzed. I looked down. Megan. For a moment, the office sounds faded. Her message was short. Can I stop by after work to pick up the sweater I left at your place? No emoji. No softness. Just logistics. Of course. Megan had not transformed overnight. She did not know I had become the umbrella man, Costco Batman, and the unofficial patron saint of minor inconveniences. To her, I was still Claude. Absent Claude. Fine Claude. The man she left behind. I typed sure, then deleted it. Typed, yeah, I'll be home. Deleted that too. Typed, of course. I'll have it ready. That sounded mature. Maybe too mature. I sent it before I could ruin it. For the rest of the afternoon, my farming slowed. Not because the opportunities disappeared. They were everywhere. But Megan's message sat in my mind like an unpaid bill. Could I show her? Not the system. Obviously not the system. But the result. Could I make her see that I was changing? I imagined her arriving at my apartment and finding it cleaner, better stocked, organized, adult. I imagined offering her tea. Good tea. Maybe snacks. Maybe flowers? No. Too much. Or was too much good now? I opened the shop. Flowers, 8 GP. Dangerous. I closed the shop. Then opened it again. Cleaning supplies, cheap. Laundry detergent, cheap. Air freshener, cheap. Trash bags, cheap. Storage bins, cheap. An hour later, I left work with more than 40,000 GP and the desperate urge to become impressive by 7 p.m. My apartment had never experienced such violence. I cleaned like a guilty criminal removing evidence. Dishes washed. Trash bagged. Laundry hidden, then unhappily washed. Bathroom scrubbed. Water stains still there, so I bought a small indoor plant, and placed it beneath the stain as if botanical distraction could solve infrastructure. I bought tea. I bought cookies. I bought a decent throw blanket. I bought a new shirt and changed into it. Then I worried the shirt looked like I was trying. So I changed back. Then I worried the old shirt looked like I was not trying. So I changed into the new shirt again and hated myself. At 7:08, Megan knocked. I opened the door. She stood in the hallway wearing a dark coat, hair slightly damp from the evening mist. For one stupid second, I expected a chime. Nothing came. Of course nothing came. She looked past me into the apartment. "Oh," she said. That one syllable did more damage than most insults. I stepped aside. "Come in." She entered slowly. Her eyes moved around the room. Clean counters, vacuumed floor, folded laundry, tea on the table, cookies arranged on a plate in a way that absolutely made me look insane. "You cleaned," she said. "Yeah. It looks nice." Chime. Positive feeling detected. Goodwill acquired. 300 points. The system paid me for my ex-girlfriend's mild approval. I nearly laughed. Then I nearly cried. I did neither, because both seemed bad. "I found your sweater," I said. I handed it to her in a folded stack. She took it. "Thanks." Chime. Goodwill acquired. 300 points. Her gratitude was lower than a printer jam. That felt insulting and emotionally accurate. Megan looked at the tea. "Are you having someone over?" "No." "Oh, I made tea." "You made tea?" "I can make tea." "You own tea?" "I deserve that." "I'm expanding," I said. She looked at me. Not angry. Careful. That's good. Those two words should have felt encouraging. Instead, they felt like someone touching a bruise gently. I gestured toward the table. "Do you want some?" She hesitated, then shook her head. "I shouldn't stay." "Right." Silence. I hated the silence. The old Claude would have waited for it to end on its own. The new Claude had learned that action produced results. So I acted. "I'm trying," I said. Megan's hand tightened around the sweater. "I can see that." "No, I mean really. I know I was absent. I know I just kind of coasted. But I'm doing things now. Helping people. Being more present. Improving." Her expression shifted. Not hope. Suspicion. "Claude," she said softly, "it's been 2 days." That stopped me. 2 days. She was right. To me, the last 48 hours had contained heartbreak, supernatural awakening, umbrella distribution, achievement unlocks, reward conversion upgrades, office supply logistics, and enough emotional whiplash to qualify as a theme park accident. To her, I had cleaned my apartment after getting dumped. "I know," I said. "I'm not saying you can't change. But I don't know if this is change or panic." I had no defense. Again, Megan looked tired. Not cruel, just tired. "I hope it's real," she said. Chime. Positive feeling detected. Goodwill acquired. 600 points. Hope paid better than approval. I hated learning that in real time. She moved toward the door. "Megan." She stopped. I wanted to say something that would matter. Something that did not sound like a sales pitch. Something not designed to produce a reaction. But my mind, poisoned by numbers, kept reaching for angles. Apologize deeply. Maybe earn forgiveness. Offer support. Maybe earn warmth. Say you'll wait. Too much. Say you understand. Good yield? Bad yield? Unknown. The pause grew too long. Megan's face closed slightly. I had missed the moment by calculating it. Again. "I'm sorry," I said finally. It came out small. Her expression softened. "I know." Chime. Goodwill acquired. 300 points. She left. The door clicked shut. I stood there in my clean apartment, surrounded by tea, cookies, new storage bins, and a plant doing nothing about ceiling damage. My balance had gone up. My life had not. For a while, I did not open the system. I just stood there. Then my phone buzzed. Marcus had sent a message. "Costco Batman, you alive?" I stared at it. Then at the cookies. Then at the system window waiting patiently at the edge of my vision. Megan was right. Maybe this was panic. Maybe this was not real change. Maybe I was just throwing supplies, attention, and convenience at people because it was easier than becoming someone dependable without a scoreboard. But then again, the scoreboard worked. I opened the system. Current Goodwill points, 43,890, 43,000. 2 days ago, I had been emotionally absent and financially average. Now I had enough points to stock a small shelter, supply an office, and make strangers smile by the dozen. Sincere growth was slow. This was immediate. Sincere growth required patience, humility, reflection, and consistent effort over time. This required inventory. I looked at the tea cooling on the table, then at the cookies, then at the city lights outside my window. Somewhere out there were thousands of people being inconvenienced, disappointed, hungry, tired, wet, lonely, underprepared, or mildly uncomfortable. And I had a shop. I picked up a cookie and ate it. This is fine, I said. For once, I knew it absolutely wasn't.